We welcome you to our post-practice report as the Eagles' mandatory minicamp has concluded at the NovaCare Complex. Hello, Eagles everywhere. Insider Dave Spadaro, along with Chris McPherson. And on this Thursday, Chris, a rainy morning forced the Eagles into the bubble behind us. So it was a short workout, 20 minutes, not a lot to get to there. Anything catch your eye at all?
Not really. I'll actually say this. They did a little 7-on-7 in the red zone. Carson Wentz, very sharp, very effective, and that's been a consistent theme all spring long, is he's been phenomenal inside the 20-yard line. You talked about in the practice report the other day how great he was in 2017 in the red zone, and so far, it's, I know, just baby steps along the way, but very optimistic about how he's looked in that facet of the game this spring.
Yeah, and then you got a basketball team out there with J.J. Arcega-Whiteside and Alshon Jeffrey and Zach Ertz, Dallas Goedert. So there are a lot of opportunities for the Eagles we expect in the red zone. But overall, the big picture of this mandatory minicamp and the spring in general is that the Eagles, Chris, they come out healthy, and that means more than anything for all 32 NFL teams. You go into training camp with all of your weapons. You feel good about that.
You mentioned all the weapons, and Zach Ertz said this at his locker yesterday, that this is the most talented team that he's been a part of, and he said, yes, including the 2017 Super Bowl squad. He was like, I'm standing by that statement, but he said the big difference between that team and now is, will the chemistry come together? And you saw it, bits and pieces of it throughout the spring, the way the team bonded, that chemistry is being developed, but that's going to be a big thing to look forward to. But Carson Wentz, your starting quarterback, healthy, looking fit, tremendous, very mobile in the offense in the spring. Like you said, everyone coming out of this healthy, so lots of good reasons for all Eagles fans, Eagles everywhere, to be excited about training camp and what's to come.
Yeah, and all this is on paper. The defense not able to hit, minimal contact throughout the spring, but the Eagles feeling good. I spoke to Doug Peterson after his press conference. He really emphasized the chemistry and the camaraderie developing on this team. Jason Kelce, for the second time in 3 years, wins the off-the-field strength and conditioning program competition, so he wins the big championship belt. And the Eagles leaving here, scattering throughout the country, around the world, in Zach Ertz's case, feeling good about themselves, confident, expecting to make a run when training camp opens in late July.
Indeed, and the biggest thing is that not every position is settled. Far from it. There are going to be some tremendous training camp battles on the horizon.
Best battle for you coming training camp?
Defensive back.
Okay.
First and foremost, we didn't see Ronald Darby, Jalen Mills on the field, although we did see Ronald Darby take some individual work here on Thursday, but overall, we haven't seen the two starting quarterbacks, and yet Avonte Maddox has looked very good. Cre'von LeBlanc, Rasul Douglas has earned praise from Doug Peterson throughout the spring, so that to me right there is going to be the best training camp battle. Do you have
I'm going to go with
one?
running back. I can't wait to see Jordan Howard and Miles Sanders, Corey Clement coming back from the knee injury, Wendell Smallwood, you mentioned on Wednesday, his strong appearance here throughout the spring, Josh Adams in his second year, so I think the running back position should be one to watch. And defensive line, Chris, especially at the defensive tackle position, as deep as it's ever been for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yes, indeed. Obviously, Fletcher Cox, you can argue the second best interior defensive lineman in the game behind Aaron Donald, but then after that, you have Malik Jackson, who has something to prove, and he's coming in with a Pro Bowl resume. And Tim Jernigan, he's been healthy throughout the spring, and that is going to be a huge addition. Remember 2017, what it was like when teams could not double-team Fletcher Cox all the time. They knew that Timmy Jernigan could beat them one-on-one, but now you have two guys who will be able to rotate, help keep Fletcher fresh, and force offenses to account for someone else other than Fletcher Cox in the interior of the line.
And all of that said, there are some questions here. Linebacker, Ken Flagel talking the other day about who will step up and be the middle linebacker in this defense. That position not yet established. So a lot to look forward to. Training camp coming in 6 weeks here at the NovaCare Complex. For Chris McPherson, I'm Dave Spadaro, Eagles Insider. Thank you for joining us on our post-practice report here at the NovaCare Complex.